Welcome, everyone, to this NFL Draft Bible Spotlight Interview Edition for the Free Agency Database, headed by Mr. Marvin Jones, former fourth overall selection for the New York Jets, coming out of Florida State. We've had the opportunity here at NFL Draft Bible to work with Marvin on this Free Agency Database. It seemed like a great idea in this type of offseason where the coronavirus and everything happening has really limited the opportunity for some men to get their verified numbers, to get their opportunities, pro day cancellations this past year, a lot of tough situations. We have a young man here who is taking every advantage that he possibly can. I'm excited to talk about just his final year at Belhaven University, as well as some of the combine numbers he's been able to put up. I'm Mr. Tyrus Black, who is a tight end out of Belhaven. Tyrus, if you just want to introduce yourself real quick, man, again, really appreciate you taking some time with me today here.
Yes, sir. Like you said, my name Tyrus Black, from Grenada, Mississippi. 23-year-old. I played football, basketball, and baseball my whole life, and I believe I'm a true athlete. About 6'3", 225, and making every opportunity I have, just being the best person I can be.
Absolutely. And we talk about that a little bit, Tyrus. I know it's been a tough off season, so I want to just talk about that with some limited opportunities and everything going on for yourself. How have you felt like you've been able to manage this off season and then, navigate some of the tough situations that have kind of been thrown at your way unexpectedly here?
Controlling what I can control. There's a lot going on with everything in this world. So what I can control is my training, my attitude, my effort, and just being educating, using social media as a good way to inbox other NFL players, rookies, using my LinkedIn account, and control what I control. There's not much you can do with this virus. A lot of stuff was shut down, but what I can control is find a field somewhere in my city and run, do drills, and like I said, it's control what I can control and pray and give it all to God.
And you already mentioned, Grenada, Mississippi, right? Now, I believe Belhaven is also in Mississippi. So can you just give the listeners, the viewers, a little background on how you ended up at Belhaven and just a little bit into your early playing career here?
Well, I started off receiving a scholarship out of high school. I graduated in Grenada in 2016, signed with Mississippi Valley State University. I went there as a freshman, had a great time there. Obviously, some things happened with the program, so I ended up leaving there and just going to the community college. I earned my associate's degree at Holmes Community College. Then I went to Ole Miss, was going to be a preferred walk-on, was training, working out, had a knee injury, had meniscus surgery and everything. And obviously, it was at the end of the season, so I had to make a quick decision. So I ended up going to Division III school in Jackson. Played down there, wasn't 100% at all, playing about 75%, still was the best tight end in the conference and everything. My early career at Grenada, I never had a true position. I played anywhere from linebacker, defensive end, tight end, fullback, receiver, and was all region tight end, the best receiver. I believe I'm the best receiver that have came through Grenada, and I did a lot on the field, not just my stats, but my IQ of the game, and played on great teams in Grenada. We won our conference, was always ranked high in the state, was nationally ranked one time, I believe my junior year. So as basketball and baseball, was athlete of the year. And I just use all my sports together to help me out in each particular sport.
And I personally could say, man, I love multi-sport athletes. When I played, I was a multi-sport guy. And I really think that speaks to the level of athleticism, being able to dominate in three sports. Talk to me a little bit about growing up when you first started playing sports. What was the first sport you played? And when did football kind of become this avenue for you as maybe your favorite sport of the three?
Well, my mother put me in sports starting off, and it was baseball. Baseball is my true love. The first sport I ever played was very, very good. And I mean, tons of trophies, MVPs. I just love the sound of the baseball when it's hitting the gloves, the bat. I love sliding the dirt. Everything about it, the travel, the baseball bags. So she put me in that sport at an early age. and then went on to football, started playing football. I loved it. And my dad, he played football as well. So as my brother and everyone, my uncle, and then basketball was the last sport I picked up. And I think basketball is really a love of mine as well. But growing up playing sports was amazing. That was the best thing. And I choose football just because of, I think, my height, my size, and, that's why I excelled in all the sports. But I just say, I'm going to go with football because I'm so versatile and I can play anywhere.
And I love the combination there, specifically for the tight end position, playing some wide receiver because, you talk about baseball, great hand-eye coordination. You talk about basketball. I mean, that's a natural transition, right? Like a lot of really good tight ends played basketball. Talk to me about how you have seen the evolution of your game over the last couple of years at the tight end position and what you think makes you a successful football player.
Oh, wow. Well, over the years, I started off just wanting to be a receiving tight end, just running a fade or a simple curl route. Then as I got older, I understand angles, defenses, learning how to, manipulate the defender, studying film, understanding my nutrition, how I need to work out. And as I got older, I enjoyed blocking for 10 plays in a row. And then we hit them with a play action, cross the middle, I'm open, run 40 yards of the field, touchdown, my IQ. And just learning to win as a team, Seppa. I need my stats. I know when it's time to lock in. It's fourth quarter and we need a big play. I tell the coach or quarterback, hey, I'm ready. Throw it up to me. So over the years, I understand the game better, angles, my IQ grow, and learning the defense.
And I have here, and I need to mention this because one thing that Marvin wrote about you, Marvin Jones, was that, 3.5 GPA, Dean's List, you're going to be a guy that's easily going to be able to pick up a playbook because you're so intelligent. Talk to me about the academic side of college and just how fortunate you are to have that, that opportunity to grow yourself academically and your successes there.
Just starting off as a kid, my mama stayed on me with my schoolwork. If you didn't get the schoolwork done, you can go outside, couldn't watch TV. And I simply just enjoyed picking up a book and reading. I learned different. A lot of times, I hear the teacher talk, but I make my own notes and I read and constantly read. And I say just having common sense. Just, when you have free time, study, get your extra work done. So a lot of my high grades on my GPA didn't really come from just me being smart as people. I mean, I'm smart. It just come from getting my work done ahead of time, just studying, asking the teacher questions, showing up to class every day. Because, in college, after 2 weeks, they don't check roll no more. So I came to class every day, sitting in the front, reading, and just it's simple. Work is not hard, just about getting on it early.
And I know, obviously, you were all conference at tight ends last year, 15 receptions, 245, 2 touchdowns. I know you had a very successful final year there at Belhaven. Talk to me a little bit, Tyrus, just about your last year at Belhaven and just your overall experience at the college.
Like I said, I showed up there, very late after I ended up having a knee injury at Ole Miss. And, I was only there just for that semester. And, was still recovering for, like, my knee surgery. I was only 70%. Ended up breaking my thumb as well mid-season, so I missed 2 games. But I know I enjoyed. I learned a new offense. I never played in a pro-style offense there at all, and learning different angles, learning to get back in the ground, put my finger in the ground, 3-point stance. I believe my stats could have been way better, but obviously breaking my thumb, missing 2 games, but I still dominated, not even being 100%. Routes, catching the ball, and learning a different playbook actually expanded my knowledge on how to run a route. It might not be 10 yards. It might be cut off at 6 yards. You have to hook it. So I enjoyed it, met some great friends, but ultimately, we're just trying to get myself back in rhythm to find myself in the NFL, XFL.
And I love asking this question because you're a guy specifically, playing 3 sports, being very successful in all of those sports. Is there a athlete in any sport in general that you would say maybe is like a role model for you or a guy that really you kind of look up to a little bit?
Oh, definitely. And I have to go back old school with this. It's really Bo Jackson,
Love it.
Deion Sanders for sure. And obviously, the athletes these days, you have LeBron and you have like Odell and all them, but really like Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders or what they did. Because I believe I can truly do that. I believe in myself. I can go if I wanted to play baseball and football or basketball. So I love them, how they did it throughout college as well. And, my dad, with him growing up, he played multiple sports and he played in an arena football league, played for the Cowboys, was the MVP of the championship in the arena league. So it's in my blood, and I don't believe in just sticking to one sport. If you can do it, play multiple sports because we all are versatile.
Absolutely. And I wanted to definitely mention these numbers because, painting the picture here on Tyrus, right? He talked about being 6'3", 225, being athletic, went to Senior Bowl Combine here, HBC, and incredible numbers. 4.65 at his size, 38.5-inch vert, 15 reps on the bench, 4.42 20-yard shuttle, 7.05 3-cone. And I don't know if this is a misprint here, Tyrus, but 11.5-inch hands. Is that
No,
accurate?
that's real.
That's real.
That's
That's
real, and that's what made playing sports so easy. I mean, basketball, I said average a double-double in 2 years, 23 and 10, I think, my senior year. And these big hands just allow me to catch the football better, basketball, and really helps my blocking. A lot of people think of catching. It's really my blocking, and I don't know why my hands are so big, but yeah, it's 11 and a half. Yes, sir.
that's exceptional, and I keep looking over these numbers because just all around such great numbers. How happy were you with this type of numbers, this type of performance, and is there any area that maybe you thought you could even improve a little bit in?
I would say I was a little bit surprised coming off. I never had a surgery before, so still was getting my rhythm early in that Senior Bowl and that combine because it was in January. So I just went at it. Very surprised at the numbers because I wasn't still 100%, but I knew just starting off fast, stretching, doing the best I can, and I know that's me as well. And I love the numbers. What I can work on is, like I said, continue to understand the game and always improve. I don't think I'm, better than anyone when it comes to training. I always have to improve because it's about longevity, not about, right now. So always improving on everything from my nutrition, my body, my mind, all that put together.
And I know, obviously, being a part of the free agency database here with Marvin Jones, is Marvin obviously played in the NFL for a long time. He's been a coach in the IFL. We also have, of course, contacts with CFL teams overseas. For you, Tyrus, obviously, I'm sure the NFL is the number one goal, but just to kind of put it out there, are you open to other opportunities in other leagues as well?
Correct. I'm open to all the opportunity. Of course, the NFL, it's the main one, but the XFL now that Dwayne "Rock" Johnson is going to start it back for sure. So obviously, them two are the main goals. But to me, the true vision is obviously wherever one I end up at, use that platform for the betterment of others because that's the blessing. As long as I have the resources to do it, that's all that matters. I want the betterment of others, my city, my state, do my best in this world. So if I get in one or two those leagues and use that platform, that's all that matters. That's the goal, but the vision is the betterment of others because only time your goal or your career matters when it's not about you, it's about the others because your legacy can help make their story. So the goal is to get in the league, but the vision is the betterment of other things around me.
I love it, man. I can see that you're a very selfless person, which is incredible in the world that we're living in right now. But I want to ask you, Tyrus, about that opportunity when it comes, being a professional football player. How long has that been a dream for you? And just what would it feel like that moment that you signed that contract and you can officially say that you are a professional football player?
Yes, sir. Ever since I understood what the NFL was or the NBA, MLB, be like, okay, well, wow, I can make millions on dollars, my platform, my voice. So ever since I was like 5, I guess, or 10, I wanted to be in the league, and when the opportunity to get here, it's going to be great. I'm going to be happy. I know that I'm able to take care of my family. I'm able to do things in the community. But that's going to last a short time because now that I'm there, now I got to maintain it. I got to grow. So for 5-10 minutes, be happy. I might tear up. But after that, it's like, hey, my foot in the door, but I need to stay in there. I need to maintain. So once I'm there, it's about maintaining, using my platform, like I told you, for the betterment of others. I can control what's going in football. I can balance everything. So when the opportunity get here, I will be very happy. Thank God for it. But that means just more work got to be put in now.
Absolutely. Great
Yes,
perspective there. And I want to end you on this last question. For any team that is watching, any general manager, any scouting department, whatever it might be, the moment that Tyrus Black enters their door, right? You just talked about getting a foot in the door. What are they getting in you as a person, as a player? What are you bringing to their organization?
Most definitely. First, I'm a human, black man, young. So sticking to just a human, you're going to get a guy that's willing to talk, to educate, to listen to any conversation, to go out in the community, to help, to talk about anything. That's what you're going to get from me. Somebody that's real, someone that will get up early in the morning just to talk on the phone with you about anything, mental health, anything going on. Then the football version of me, I do anything on the field. I can play on offense all day long. You need someone on special teams, I would do that. I'll be in the coaching office, showing different plays to them, learning about stats, talking to the GM. So you're going to get a guy that's all around willing to learn and educate from just life, football, and the bigger things because I'm more than an athlete,
Absolutely. So that's going to end my
Yes,
interview
sir.
here with Mr. Tyrus Black, Belhaven University, tight end, pass catcher, dynamic athlete. Looking for his opportunity. Tyrus, a part of this NFL Draft Bible experience, Marvin Jones, free agency database man. I want to thank you again so much for taking some time today, and I'm certainly rooting for you moving forward here.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much. Be safe out here, and God bless y'all.